Good morning. Are you Christopher Bishop? And will your client waive the formal reading of the motions and the new indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bishop, in cause number 24, DCCR 1659.
Right here the judge is making sure Christopher understands the process. Waiving a formal reading might seem minor, but it speeds things up and signals we not here to argue the basics today.
Felony offense of credit or debit card abuse from May 29th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they charged you with? In that case, I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Ms. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreements that you made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 2-year term in the state jail prison that would be probated. You'd be on probation for 5 years. You would be ordered to pay a $300 fine and pay restitution in the amount of $45.95. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Any evidence that Mr. Bishop is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. So is there any reason, I see probation's here to get a pre-sentence report. It looks like the other cases are all to be continued. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Any reason to get a pre-sentence report?
No, ma'am.
And for probation, you're in agreement with all of this as well? Okay. So I'm going to, yes, ma'am.
I believe, are we abandoning count 1?
Hold on, I'm not there. Let me get done with this new case yet, and then, yeah. I'm going to, again, find that you entered that plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty of credit or debit card abuse, sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 2 years in the state jail.
Sounds like a break right probation instead of prison, but probation is a tightrope. One wrong step and those 2 years they become real time behind bars.
Prison, but probate that for 5 years. You're ordered to pay a $300 fine. You're ordered to pay that restitution in the amount of $45.95 and follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do that, then for all practical purposes, your case here in court is over and you'll be able to serve that 2-year sentence while you're out on probation. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you could be brought back into court, you could be found guilty, and, you could be, your probation revoked, and you could go to state prison for that 2 years that you've already agreed to. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In cause numbers 18-29813, 17-26803, 17-26802, and 17-26800. In all of those cases, I have first amended motions to revoke your unadjudicated probations. Shows that you were placed on probation in 3 of those cases for burglary of a habitation on December 4th of 2017, and those were 8-year deferred probations. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then in the 18-29813 case, you were placed on probation November 26th of 2018 for burglary of a building, a state jail felony. Shows that was an 8-year deferred, so that must have been enhanced.
I believe it was a burglary of habitation.
Okay, let's make sure.
Because the paperwork on the tablet has habitation that we did.
PSI shows it was burglary of habitation.
Let me look back at the actual plea documents and stuff like that. real quick. So that, he was on probation, committed that one.
This
and
one
got-
was done a month before the others, but it wasn't indicted until afterwards.
Okay, thank you. So do you want to make an oral motion to amend that 18-29813?
Yes, it should be burglary of habitation.
Any objection
No
to that?
objection.
And then after, instead of state jail felony, second degree felony, correct?
Yes.
Any objection to that,
No
Ms. Holmes?
objection.
What do you think is probation, a second chance, or a trap disguised as mercy? Comment your thoughts.
Okay, so in that final case, you were also placed on 8-year deferred probation for the second degree felony offense of burglary of a habitation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, each of these allege that you violated your probation.
That's abandoned count one in each case.
All right.
This is dismissed.
Thank you, sir. All right. The state's elected to abandon count one in each of those cases. Count two in each of the cases alleges that you failed to work faithfully at suitable employment and provide verification of that to probation. And is that true or not true?
That's true.
Count three in each case alleges that you tested positive February 8th, March 18th, June 6th, June 11th, July 1st, and July 11th for tetrahydrocannabinol. And is that true or not true?
That's true.
Count four in each case alleges that you failed to submit to a substance abuse assessment and follow the treatment plan. Is that true or not true?
That's true.
Count count five in cause number, I hate it when they're not the same. Count five in cause numbers 17-26803 and 17-26802. In each of those cases, count five alleges that you're behind in your court assessed fees. And is that true or not true?
That's true.
And then count six in those two cases, count five in the other two cases, alleges that you committed the new offense of credit or debit card abuse on May 9th of 2024. And is that true or not true?
That's true.
Did you enter your pleas of true to all of the counts except one, which was abandoned, in all four of these cases? And did you plead true to those counts because they're actually true?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me just a second. Get organized here. In each of these cases, I have here on the computer documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you also go over them with Ms. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand also if I follow these agreements, you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal.
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreements is that you would remain on probation. I would continue your probation. I would extend it in each case for 2 years. I would order as a condition of your probation that you enter and successfully complete the substance abuse track of ISF, and that when you get out, you would go through the JCDI program as your aftercare. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1 in each of those cases.
No objection.
It's admitted in each of those cases. Let me get caught up here. In each of your cases, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true freely and voluntarily. find those counts true, find sufficient evidence in each of your cases to find you guilty and revoke your probation, but I'm not going to do that. You're getting a great opportunity today. I'm going to continue you on each of those probations. In each case, I'm extending your probation for 2 years. I'm ordering as a condition of your probation.
This amendment is a big deal. Burglary of a habitation is a second-degree felony. Way harsher. The stakes don't just rise, they skyrocket.
Each case that you enter and successfully complete the substance abuse track of the ISF program, that you successfully complete the JCDI program and follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. I'm also going to order, well, I'll get to that in a second. In these 4 cases, you're still on that deferred probation, which means you don't have these felony convictions. Take advantage of this opportunity, get back out, get on the right track, and you'll never have these convictions. At the end, the cases will be dismissed if you're successful. But as a reminder, if you violate again, you'll be right back in here. It's very unlikely that you will get the same opportunity again. And in these cases, if you violate, you could get up to 20 years in prison. Do you understand? All right. Now, I want to go back real quick in cause number 24 DCCR 1659, which is that new case. I'm also going to order as a condition of that probation that you enter and successfully complete the substance abuse track of ISF. I want it ordered in all of the cases. It just keeps it a little cleaner as well. And also the same JCDI program when you get out. Do you understand? In just a second, I'm going to hand you, did I print one yet? 803 is what I printed. 800. Okay. Nope. Here, it's coming. In each of these cases, I'm going to hand you the trial court certifications that shows these were agreements that I followed, so you've waived your right to appeal. Give me just a second. Taking it a very long time to go from here to there. Okay, and then I also need to go over, when I hand you all of those, I'm also going to hand you an admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment in that new case, that credit debit card abuse case, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read this written admonishment that I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about, talk to Ms. Holmes. All right, good luck to you, sir. Take advantage of this opportunity.
This is rare. After failed drug tests, unpaid fees, and a new crime, she still gives him another chance. That's not just leniency, that's the judge betting on his future. He keeps his freedom but loses his rights. A reminder that consequences don't always come in the form of prison bars. Do you think Christopher will make this chance count?